Well. Why is the mic so high? Let's lower it. I need some WD-40. Well. If it isn't YouTube, my arch nemesis. But hi, I'm SolarLune. I'm also kind of dark. I have a little blue light here for a little increased ambience. I'm trying to put production value into my videos now. How about that? I'm trying to make videos now. How about that? But yeah, let me actually turn on a light. Hold on. All right, yeah, that's better. I think it's better. It's better. It's better. Let's call it better. Hello. Yes, I'm SolarLune. I'm slightly off center. Oh lordy. Okay, that's good enough. Hi, I'm SolarLune. Yeah, so I've been doing stuff. I've been making videos. I've been doing things. Or not making videos. I've been making games. You know, I've been working on stuff. This is Master Plan. I'm working on deadlines, so you can add deadlines to cards and stuff.
Wow.
But that's not really what I'm talking about here today. Yeah, so I decided to start making videos again because it felt like people don't really want to watch me for 3 hours. I know it's hard to take, but people don't want to sit and watch me sit and watch a computer screen going,
that should be working. Huh. What's wrong with that?
For 2.5 hours. So I think I'm going to go back from streaming to just ordinary videos, but I will start editing these videos because I want to learn how to edit, and edits are funny and they get the YouTube clicks. So I saw an article somewhere on the internet that basically said, you know, why open world games work or why they don't work, and that got me thinking about genres or about like classifications, because you know, open world as a term, tagline, as a descriptor, it's something that's kind of been recently, you know, in the public form, right? You know, they use that descriptor of open world nowadays, you know, in the past maybe 10-15 years, somewhere around there. I got to thinking that basically maybe defining games by genres can be kind of hurtful or not really be that helpful, especially when it comes to the developers, because developers tend to have the unenviable task of trying to coax out ideas for games and make them something fun to play. Yeah, so that's just kind of one of those things that's been kind of mulling around in my mind up here. You know, for example, a dev thinks, you know, oh, I'm making an action adventure game, or I'm making a third-person shooter, or I'm making a third-person racing game, or I'm making whatever kind of game, and now that has to kind of like inform their decision making as to how the game plays, rather than making the game and then categorizing it. And this is important because I feel like older games didn't have so many categories, and you also had more games that would just kind of they just kind of would do things, and I don't even understand. Like, sure, some of them were weird. I'm just laughing at Dick Tracy on the screen here. This is Dick Tracy, an NES game as an example. It is a what the heck was it? It is a game where you play Dick Tracy. He is a detective. I am not up on my Dick Tracy lore, so forgive me, but basically he is a detective. He goes around and tries to solve crimes or track down bad guys. You have a notepad at the beginning of the game that says like, oh, these are the clues you've collected, and then you go and drive around and shoot bad guys, which seems extremely raw for a detective to do. You get out your car and you can deal with them, and then you go into these like side-scrolling sections where you have action, like you can punch people and you can shoot people. Again, it's really raw feeling to just have a detective just shooting people willy-nilly. He's shooting out his car at other cars. That's Dick Tracy.
Wow.
So basically, the reason I'm bringing this up is that it's hard to classify exactly what kind of game this is. It's a little bit like a investigation game where you have to kind of figure out like, oh, who am I tracking down? Where was he last seen? And then go to those locations and find the guy. But then it also is a little bit of like a kind of open world-ish NES game where you can just drive around and you have to find where to go, and every place is open to you, I think. But then also the actual action stages are action stages where you run around and shoot people and punch people and all that stuff. So it's kind of like a few different games in one. And so why I bring this up is because if you had to classify this game as a genre, you wouldn't really be able to get there. It's kind of like a police simulator, like an action adventure police simulator kind of thing. But I mean, obviously, you know, this isn't a real world police simulator. This is just a game. Early games had fewer genres and therefore defied genres more often. Whereas I feel like as games develop and we kind of learn what works and what doesn't, by contrast, we also start to experiment less. We start to combine genres less, and we start to kind of like feel things out less. It feels like unless the point of the game is to combine genres, genres will not be combined. For example, unless the point of the game is that it is both a Peggle-like game and an RPG, it will not be both of those things, because both of those things is Peglin, the popular indie game that got super popular, and it's super popular because it's doing both of those things. So basically my point is that as a game developer, I feel like we should be less beholden, if that's the right word, to genres, and we should basically focus more so on just creating games, and then we can make them, you know, put them into genres or bins or boxes later. If you go in with the concept that a game is, you know, a certain genre, or this idea is a certain genre, it needs to be made in this way, or it needs to work this specific way, then that kind of limits your design choices. An example of this, side quests. A lot of games have side quests, right? Modern side quests, or modern games that have side quests, tend to basically do it like there's a guy with like a little icon above his head, and you talk to him and he'll be like, I lost my underwear, I don't know where I put my underwear, please buy me more underwear. It'll put a little, you know, map icon where it's like, here's where his drawers are, and you have to go arrest this man, arrest him. Okay, Tracy, you got me, I did it. Why do you say that? What happened to, you have a lawyer? You could just be like, well, where's your proof? And so ends the career of one of Big Boy's thugs. I wish someone called me Big Boy. I want to be called Big Boy. I'm on to your hoods, Big Boy. Your days are numbered. But yeah, the idea is like, okay, you have this. Also, this lady's dress is awfully low cut for a Nintendo game. Like, good lord. Like, oh my gosh. Like, put a shawl on, I'm covering myself up for you. Oh my gosh. So you have these side quests, right? You have these side quests in a mission menu, and it's like, okay, that's good. That's good. Being able to put side quests in a menu, being able to look at them, you know, in a sequence, being able to know where they are or when you accepted them, that's all good. Those are quality of life features. But I feel like by limiting your mind and your development to like, this is how side quests work, this is what a side quest should do, this is what a side quest you know, should feature, or how it should be interacted with, it can kind of limit your idea of what the point of a side quest is. You could have a side quest about, you know, a cat that needs to be fed.
Want some subscribers?
You could have a side quest about a you know, a kid who lost his balloon. You could have a side quest about a mom who is trying to, you know, make dinner for her kids. You know, they could be anything. And how engaging they are is up to you. How well it's written is up to you. But they don't have to be anything. They don't have to work a certain way. And I think that that's good, because when you start thinking of side quests as being some sort of like systemic solution to a problem, where it's like, oh, they have to work like this, they have to do that, they have to, you know, engage with the player in this way, or they have to be accessible through a menu, they have to have an icon above their heads, you know, the NPCs who give you side quests have to show you that they have a side quest. That makes it so that you're playing more of a game, right? And that's good sometimes, but then you could also just have a side quest just in the world, where it's just a kid who's, you know, playing, you know, kicking a ball against the wall by himself, and then you walk up and kick it back to him, and there's the solution to a side quest. You know, is that better? It's different. It's a different form of side quest. It's a side quest that rewards the player for paying attention. It's a side quest that rewards the player for caring about other people in the game world, which is really what you want the player to do. You want them to engage with your game. You don't want them to just check off a list. You can really do whatever you want with your game. With that in mind, do what you want with your game. You don't have to formalize it so hard. So that's the idea. That's it. I didn't want to, take too much time on this. I have to still edit this hopefully today and get it up today, hopefully. But I thought it'd be interesting to talk about, and I'll see if I can do more videos like this. I want to try to make cool stuff again. And in the meantime, I am working on Master Plan. It's going well. I'm working on I Know Who I Am. It's going well. If you want to support development, check out Patreon. Check out my links in the description to Master Plan, which is the project planning software I am making for indie game developers. And also shout out to World of Long Plays for this Dick Tracy long play, which is very funny. But yes, it's been enjoyable talking at length about nothing in particular. But yeah, that's just, I don't know, I'm just spitballing. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later, and I'll see how this goes. See ya.